incredible man on this earth.
Welcome to Dance Mogul Magazine. Can you please introduce yourself to our audience?
My name is Cros1, coming from San Diego, California. Represent Freestyle Session and UDEF Pro Breaking Tour.
Oh wow, okay. So tell us a little bit about your involvement in that capacity.
For UDEF and Pro Breaking Tour, I'm the Vice President.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so,
wow.
Pretty much kind of conceptualized the idea of even having it in the first place, because Steve, the founder and pretty much the funding person of the whole thing, had an idea to do something more worldwide, and my event is part of a World Series as well called Undisputed, which is the top 8 events in the world, with Battle of the Year, UK Championships, IBE, R16, Outbreak, and a couple other ones, but. When I travel the world, I travel around the world all year, so I see that the rest of the world has their stuff together more than anything, and I feel like the U.S. is a little bit lacking in that department, so I felt like we needed to do an initiative for the U.S., to bump the quality and just have the scene thriving a little bit more, so we kind of just zoned in on the magnifying glass on the U.S. as opposed to the world. Because I think at the end of the day, if the U.S. is thriving, then the rest of the world will follow. So.
Exactly. So wow. Okay. So now let me just break it down a little bit more. So you're one of those people that's behind the scenes, responsible for helping to create this platform that everybody is able to showcase their art today.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, my main event is Freestyle Session. I've done it in over 25 countries around the world. We do 8 different countries around the world almost every year. We do 8 different cities in the U.S. and we do a World Finals at the end of the year. And I've been doing that for 18 years now. So starting from Little Jam in San Diego to what it is now, we've pretty much laid the foundations and the blueprint to what a lot of people follow.
For the event. For the event. So what was it about the event? The concept of a platform or an event that you understood back then that a lot of people didn't get?
It was a living and learning process, so my first one wasn't perfect, but coming from a sports background, I knew about, seeding, I knew about bracketing, I knew how to throw a tournament basically, so we just kind of took that tournament aspect and brought it to the dance and b-boy world, and it is what it is now.
Oh, that's great, thank you. So what do you think is next? You've pretty much conquered this level. What do you think is next? Are you going to football stadiums? Or are you going to, what's next?
I think as far as size, I've never been one to really want to go bigger as far as the event, because I feel like the vibe gets lost when you go to stadium or even arena size events, it feels like you're at a concert and you're like, even if you're in the front row, you're still like 50 feet away from the artist. So I like the intimate vibe, I like the clubs, 2,000, 2,500 capacity, just packed to the brim, but I think for us the next step is getting into more, solid media and possibly even TV.
Of your events.
Of the events, yeah.
Okay.
Just the whole movement in general. I feel like, what you see on TV is it's not the best of the best. It's
it's a whole underground.
It's almost like amateurs kind of molding their craft and still trying to find themselves versus we have elite b-boys that are traveling around the year that are the cream of the crop, just going heads up against each other and seeing who's the best. That's what I want to bring to the masses.
Wow. So you're doing some streaming here today.
Yeah, we do live stream. So.
You hope to go more televised or cable network though?
Down the line, that's probably the goal, the end goal of both. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So in closing, what are some of your up and coming events?
Basically, my next event is the Freestyle Session World Finals next month. So even the top 4 here in the one-on-ones is going to the World Finals, and the top crew here is going to go to the World Finals.
Okay.
Along with, you know, the other qualifiers we did around the world and the ones we did all across the nation. So, you know, we have a pretty big network. You know, I just do it, so I don't really realize how big it is until I start trying to jot it down on paper and seeing that, oh man, it's spreading all over the place. You know? Wow. My last 2-3 months have been insane. Like, you know, I went I did 3-week span in Europe, doing like 4 different countries, and then went to Asia for like, you know, 3 or 4 different countries, and went to Brazil, and then back to Asia. You know,
so just 18 years ago, you couldn't have imagined that you would have been moving like this?
Not at all, not at all. Yeah, like I did my first event out of necessity for the local scene in San Diego. Like I know you've heard about E-Wish on the before, and they were in San Diego for a long period of time, and they took it away and went to LA. Yeah, I mean, it's only 2 hours away, but you know, kind of almost gutted the city, and I was just like, man, I need to. You know, at the time I was a competitive B-boy, so I was like, yo, where's everybody at practice? Like, nobody would go to practice unless there was an event to train for. So there was no events to train for, so I was like, yo, I gotta start doing some stuff. You know?
And it just came out of that, all of this.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, it was like the timing, the demographic, where I was at. You know, I was in San Diego, and Southern California was a hotbed for breaking. It was like, it was the scene to be a part of. You know, like, you know, there was new moves being developed with the air flares and air tracks, and you know, and I mean, luckily I was there to capture it all, and through my event, like, everybody molded their talents, and you know, it just exploded, and it went from California, and then by the 2-year anniversary, we had people from like
worldwide.
Yeah, we had people worldwide, but you know, like the Texas scene came to California and just like, you know, showed everybody that they had the same type of moves and movements, and it just
started attracting people, and it just started growing. Yeah,
I mean, we had people nationwide, from Texas to DC, New York, you know, Seattle, Florida. Yeah, in the span of 2 years, it just, you know, went all over the place. And, you know, through these events, we did, you know, by 2000, which was like I started my event in '97, and by 2000 we started the first national championship, which is similar to what we do with the tour, but you know, we did 16 events across the U.S., and by doing that with the one brand of event, it kind of made the scene smaller. You know, like, not smaller in the sense that it was smaller, but smaller in like the world is smaller. You know, like everybody's like, oh man, I'm chilling with the West Coast guys, and I'm from New York, and I can't believe you guys are here, and we're vibing, and we're dancing together, and you know, it just made it. You know, back when I was younger, like, you know, if I went from one side of San Diego to the other side, it was a big deal. You know, but now it's like you can do that, like it's like, yo, it's not that big of a deal. And then, you know, going to say like middle of America, you throw a jam, and it just makes everything like attainable. You know, like, oh man, like you're here, I can go there. Like, you know, I have a link there now. Like, you know, so it just made the world a smaller place.
Connecting everybody through dance, through the events.
And you're not just seeing it on video, you're seeing it in person.
Experiencing the real energy.
Yeah.
Just like any other sporting event.
Yeah, and you know, like I feel like that with my event, it's a brand name, it's a kind of a brand you can trust, and people go and they know that they're going to get the experience that they're searching for. You know, they know that they don't have to travel the world. You know, they can come to Freestyle Session and they can meet all their favorites from Japan or Korea or Europe, or you know, even on the West Coast, or you know, from all over. You know, and from there you make your links, and then you're like, oh man, I want to take this a step further. I want to go worldwide. But from events like that, you make your links. Like here, I mean, here you network. You network. You find people in Europe you can stay with, and
just like how we found each other.
Yeah, getting your travel costs like pretty much cut in half makes it that much more attainable.
Yes,
you know? So, I mean, I went to cities where I have to pay for anything. Like the host just brought me in. Maybe a home cooked meal, and you know, and I was like, took me around everywhere. Family. Yeah, and it's just one big family. You know?
Yeah, that's great. Wow, that sounds good. For those people that may not know, how can they find you online if they want to go to your next event?
My social media is at IAMCROS1. I'm Cros1. My website is freestylesession.com.
Okay.
You can find me on Facebook, either Freestyle Session or Cros1.
And that's where they sign up if they want to register for future events?
Registration, I mean, pretty much if you want to find out events across the nation, I'd say udeftour.org, which is the host of this event.
Okay.
And we have over 50 events across the nation every year. Me personally, I also do like local stuff in San Diego. So if anybody's ever in San Diego, I'm doing clubs all the time, DJing, and when I'm home.
DJ too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
All right,